Shalom. I would first like to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Achacha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the other bishops at Great Millstone who tell me this truth. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and citation goes to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as if you sisters out there listening and learning the Aqua to you also I say Shalom. It is your brother, Hatazakabor, back with another lesson through the Spirit. And tonight's installment, man, just want to talk about a video from the other day. As you all can see by the title of the lesson. All coon 2/3. What did I say the title of this lesson was? Like, all coon 2/3 Jakes will be destroyed. I want to go ahead and start by getting this scripture. Hosea 4:6. It reads, My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. And that's exactly what the Lord did. So we have this Why the fuck is this nigga flashing these bright ass lights on me? So like, as you all see, man, you have this 2/3 Jake woman, and she's in a coon-like spirit. She has a coon-like spirit about her, man. The fuck do dude got going on? So like, she has a 2/3 coon-like spirit about her. She's one of those MAGA type women, and pretty much cleaving to her daddy Esau. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video real quick.
Die without white people? Who would die without white people? And quite frankly, they're our only allies that we have in this world. Africans sure as hell don't like us, and quite frankly, they're the ones that sold us into slavery. And if you really think about it, we don't produce anything, we don't own anything, and we damn sure do not know how to live off the land. And with all the dysfunction that is coming out of our communities, I don't think people will want to help us. We as a community need to change our worldview, and we have to be accountable for the things that is happening within our community and actually come together and do something about it. This toxic relationship that we have with white people and this built up anger that we have against them, it needs to come to an end. I'm telling you guys, the people at the top is loving this. As we stay distracted, they destroy our country. True Americans do not care about race. And if you are a person that cares about race, then you are a part of the problem. We live in the greatest country in the world, and there's people out there that would die to be in our positions, and there's people out there that do die to try to get here. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, united we stand, and divided we fall.
So as you all can see, it's a complete lack of knowledge as a whole. She said something that was interesting to me. The modern concept of race was invented between the late 17th and 18th centuries. So we're talking about the 1600s and 1700s, which is a little bit after Esau Edom came back into power. Pretty much the time period where we first became enslaved over here, primarily by European scholars, right? So white people, man. That's not a surprise at all. So the fact that she's saying true Americans don't care about color when Edomites are the ones who can't, or Salaki, the fact she said that true Americans don't care about race or color, whatever, pretty much disproves what she just said, because Edomites are the ones who came up with the concept of race in the first place, to where they could categorize different ethnicities, different ethnic backgrounds, and put them into a label like that, right? They're the ones who created it. And calling this to justify African enslavement, which is really the Jakes, the Negroes. Because like she said, Africans, Hamites, they did help enslave us. They did help the Edomites enslave us and whatnot and sell us into slavery. But this is talking about the Negroes, not African as in Hamites. To justify Negro enslavement and indigenous disposition, right? So dispersion, diaspora, the scattering, once again, which is a part of the curses. While ancient societies recognized physical differences, they did not categorize humans into the rigid hierarchical races used today, right? It was nations, right? The 12, or nations or tribes, right? 12 tribes of Israel, right? That's just an example. It was formalized by 18th century naturalists like Carl Linnaeus, which I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but y'all get the gist of what I'm saying, man. I'm going to go ahead and play this back and kind of play it through a little bit slower. Get it point by point.
Who would die without white people? And quite frankly, they're our only allies that we have in this world.
So, number one, that's incorrect, right? We can go ahead and go to the book of Obadiah. And this is just a normal down the clock. This is clockwork, right, fellas? This is clockwork, brothers. This is stuff that we teach and do on a daily basis. This is a very easy lesson to do, right? These are things that we've been disproving for months, days, weeks, years, right? So you have people like this 2/3 ass niggas who always want to come up and talk about how they need the white man and shit, they daddy Esau, right? They're going to die with them motherfuckers. That's just the truth. We can just go ahead. This is a whole book talking about how the Lord's going to humble Edomites, right? A whole book about how the Lord's going to humble Edomites. Let's get Obadiah 1 and verse 7. And we can get verse 8. And I'll start at 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, which is going on right now. Right? The allies is turning on them in this war. Which is also showing, once again, division in this country. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, right? They're going to end up getting a dominion over these American people, right? These countries are going to join in battle with them and destroy the whore Babylon the Great. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of Salak. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount out of the mount of Esau, right, which is going on right now. You can clearly see that their wisdom is failing them. It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Why is the Lord going to cut off all the men of the mount of Esau? Why does the Lord have this strong perpetual hatred towards this set group of people? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, which consisted of 12 tribes, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? because of the things that they did to us as a people. So no, they're not our allies. They're our enemies. It's a reason why these people have seeked to destroy us from generation to generation, right? From one captivity to the next. They've always went and seeked to destroy us. Let's even get Isaiah 34:8 in NLT. For it is the day of Yahweh's revenge, the year when Edom will be paid back for all it did to Israel. Okay. We can even go to Genesis so we can get a further understanding. I'm pretty sure this is in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. Yep. Genesis 25, just showing that we've been complete opposites and enemies since the womb. Genesis 25:23. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Who is that talking about? Jacob. And the elder shall serve the younger. Who is that talking about? Esau. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, the so-called white man. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. That's why it's named Jacob, meaning supplanter or heel holder. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she buried them. Salakia. So I'm going to go and get one more just so y'all can see. What is this, Romans 6:9? Romans 9:6. Salakia. Salaki, no, it's not Romans 9:6. Damn, I can't type. Romans 9:13. We can start at Romans 9:7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called, through Jacob. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, the other nations. But the children of the promise are counted for the seed, right? You could even say 2/3 people, because they living in the flesh as well. But nonetheless, they are the Lord's children. They just not the elect. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, right? Showing that Esau was going to serve Jacob. Has nothing to do with him stealing a birthright, has nothing to do with none of that other bullshit that Christians like to say, or whoever wants to say. The Lord had already said that it was going to be that way before they even were born. Verse 13 of my point, as it is written, Jacob have I hated. Salakia, Jacob, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. So now that we've established who our enemy is, which this lady says is our biggest ally, which is false, we can go to Ecclesiastes 12:10. Ecclesiastes 12:8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Right? Just because he make himself look clean and shiny, just because he make his appearance seem like he's humbling himself, does not mean that it's true.
Who would die without white people? And quite frankly, they're our only allies that we have in this world. Africans sure as hell don't like us, and quite frankly, they're the ones that sold us into slavery.
Which she's right about that. You know, the other nations do not like us, but Esau Edom is not our damn ally.
And if you really think about it, we don't produce anything, we don't own anything, and we damn sure do not know how to live off the land. And with all this,
And that's false as well. You know how many damn I could just name brothers who are farmers, all of that stuff, who know how to farm, till the land, all of that good stuff. Jakes who have farms and stuff like that, ranches, produce, could live on their own society, right? Yet, like she said, we don't own anything. So if Esau Edom didn't like it, they're just gonna destroy the shit like they did in the olden days, right? Which once again are part of the curses. But Jacob is the former of all things. And Esau Edom is the lowliest of men, right? So they took things from us and called it like as if it was theirs. Jeremiah 10 and 16. The portion of Jeremiah 10 and 16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Let's get in the LT. But God of Israel is no idol. He is the creator of everything that exists, including Israel, his own special possession. Right? So if the Lord created us, what do you think that means? We're just going to be that much superior to the other nations. Right? Deuteronomy 6 and 7. The Lord of heaven's armies is his name. So like it, is it Deuteronomy 7 and 6? Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh the Most High Power, meaning separate. Yahweh the Most High Power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
the dysfunction that is coming out of our communities, I don't think people will want to help us. We as a community need to change our worldview, and we have to be accountable for the things that is happening within our community and actually come together and do something about it.
Here's the thing. We're not going to come together as a people till Yahushua comes back. Until then, though, we're going to be subject to the curses, right? Which our people are under, and they, unfortunately, let rule them without any type of knowledge as to what or why these things are going on or taking place or happening to them. We could just get the start of Deuteronomy 28. I ain't got to read it. Y'all can read the whole chapter yourself. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Most High, Yahweh the Most High Power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. We could just stop right there. It just gets worse and worse from there.
This toxic relationship that we have with white people and this built up anger that we have against them, it needs to come to an end. I'm telling you guys, the people at the top is loving this. As we stay distracted, they destroy our country.
Matter of fact, let me play that again.
To come to an end, I'm telling people, and this toxic relationship that we have with white people and this built up anger that we have against them, it needs to come to an end. I'm telling you guys, the people at the top is loving this. As we stay distracted, they destroy our country.
There is no hour. These people don't even consider us to be human. Then will I slay my brother Jacob? Genesis 27 and 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, which they do now, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. They have the dominion right now. They have the power, the rulership over us. So they broke their yoke from off their neck. But very soon they're going to return back to serving us, and that's going to be for 1,000-year period in the kingdom. Then they're going to be destroyed for eternity. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. They've had a hatred for us for generations. It's never going to stop. It's not on us to break the damn curse. That's just how it was played and meant to be. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Slimy snake.
True Americans do not care about race. And if you are a person that cares about race, then you are a part of the problem. We live in the greatest country in the world, and there's people out there that would die to be in our positions. And there's people out there that do die to try to get here. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, united we stand and divided we fall.
As y'all can see, she's drunk off that Babylonian Kool-Aid. I wonder what her response is going to be when this bitch falls. If she going to still have that same spirit on her. Help not in Egypt, but in God. If you all are unaware, Babylon the Great is known as spiritual Sodom in Egypt, according to the book of Revelation. Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many. Right? So pretty much what this is saying is, woe to the people that go down to America for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many. And in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. Right? As this lady stated in the video, America is the greatest country. There are people that have literally died in order to try and come over here. Verse 2. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Right? This is the land of wickedness. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. Right? They can't see that the Lord is not working with them, nor the fact that spirituality is stronger than the flesh. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. For thus, well, let me go back and get that Salaki in the NLT. This is going to be this lady right here. For these Egyptians are mere humans, not God. Their horses are puny flesh, not mighty spirits. When the Lord Yahweh raises his fist against them, those who help will stumble, and those being helped will fall. They will all fall down and die together. That's gonna be y'all 2/3 Jake ass coon ass niggas. Y'all gonna fall with this place because y'all love it so much. Isaiah 31:4. For thus hath Yahweh spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, which his prey is Babylon the Great. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof, right? For the controversy of Zion, Isaiah 34:8. And not just Babylon the Great, America. The Lord is upset with all the nations, including the 2/3, you niggas. As birds flying, so will the Lord Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem, the elect of the house of Jerusalem, house of Israel. Defending also he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. So I can think about where this is. It's at the book of Zechariah. The book of Zechariah, chapter 8, says, And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will also say, It is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my God. Right? 2/3. That's gonna be y'all, man. In the midst of Jacob's trouble, and on the brink of it becoming worse. I'm gonna end it off right here. Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build to desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. The Lord's gonna be angry with them forever, right? Oh, y'all niggas trying to help these Edomites. Y'all gonna be portrayed just like y'all were in the Grecian captivity, and so on. And that story is just funny to me. I still have to do a lesson on that, but it's funny to me how y'all try and take on the customs of the heathen nations, and they still don't fuck with you, Jake. There's a reason why. One day, they'll know. So with that, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. I'm going to close it off there. Call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Keep pushing. Shalom, Israel. Shalom.